play and call it work.
Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and in this video I want to talk to you about a new game that is coming out that's available right now on Kickstarter, and that game is called Outward Realms by Hammerhead Games, based in Sacramento, California. They sent us a couple of the armies and we tried out the game, and we're going to be posting a few narrative battle reports all linked together to show you how the game plays as well as the narration of it all, so you can kind of get an idea of the universe as well. This video is more a showcase of the game itself. I want to talk to you about the universe, I want to talk to you about how the gameplay works, and then also talk about the factions. You can get this game by going to the link in the description below to their Kickstarter. I'll also put links to their websites as well if you want to get more information on the companies or on the game itself. So let's jump right into it. Outward Realms is a fast-paced sci-fi miniatures wargame based a little over 600 years in the future in the year 2640. Unless, of course, you're watching this video in like 20 years from now, then it's a little less than 600 years in the future. But hopefully you'll see lots of expansions come up by then. Humanity has expanded out and colonized a lot of the galaxy, and this is based on a couple of new technologies that they discovered within the next couple of hundred years in our own time. The first are blink drives, which, as you can imagine, is a type of faster-than-light engine that allows them to be able to go between the stars without taking the inordinate amounts of time that it would take with sublight drives. The second are seed ships. These are wonderful technology that allow them to create these large colony ships so that they're able to go from star to star, survive, and bring enough with them that they can colonize these new planets. These two technologies allowed humanity to spread out to a lot of different systems and start to colonize them. But as we are prone as human beings, we don't stay united forever. It broke up into several houses, which then warred amongst themselves, as well as some of the alien civilizations that they came in contact with. Currently, there are 3 alien factions in the game, and I'm sure more will be introduced as time goes on. There's the frog-like Batra, there's the artificial intelligent Nathal, and then there's the Hexagona, which is the queen-driven, hive-mind alien race. We'll talk more about those factions in just a couple of minutes. The gameplay in Outward Realms combines alternate activation as well as activation tokens that you may have seen in other miniature war games. Both players start off with 10 activation tokens. Whoever has initiative takes one of those tokens and activates one of their units. And then the other player activates one of their units. Whenever you activate a unit, you do all of its actions. Every unit has a certain number of actions it can take, which consists usually of moves or shooting or attacking or whatever else they might be able to do as special actions. Now, the difference here, though, is that each unit has an activation limit, which means some of the units can be activated more than once. So you can use those tokens over and over again. So some of your units might not do anything throughout the round, and others will act more than once. You've got to think really hard, though, because your opponent is able to do the same thing. Objectives are broken up into controlling zones, taking objectives, as well as secondary objectives such as destroying a certain amount or occupying certain areas or whatever else it might be. On top of that, both players might not have the same objectives, allowing you to have a more streamlined and really interactive kind of game. We found that when we played the game that things moved quickly and things died quickly, allowing for it to be fast-paced and to play the game in a nice short amount of time. There are currently 4 factions available in Outward Realms. The first is the Realm. This is the Humanity faction. Like I was talking about before, how it spread from Earth outwards, colonizing many worlds using their seed ships and their blink drives, and then coming into contact with the different alien factions. They are protected by genetically enhanced soldiers, wearing exosuits, as well as other vehicles. They kind of have that very humanity vibe to them, but broken up, of course, into various houses, all warring amongst each other, as well as against the aliens. Next up, we have the frog-like Batra, or the Battletoads, as we like to call them, affectionately, because they look super cool. These are different. They have a different kind of technology, and they're more interested in protecting the territory that they already have. And they almost like to do that more through camouflage. They're organized into clans, and they have hunters who protect their own civilization. But they've even managed to develop technology such as a network of satellites around one of their worlds, their home world, that not only stops transmissions from going out so that they will be detected, but also camouflages their world to make it look like it's still prehistoric. This is very important against the Nathal because the artificial intelligence race, which we'll talk about, hunts out civilizations that have technology and eradicates them. And so they want to hide from that. but they're very aggressive when they need to be. Next up, we have the Hexagona. This is more a hive mind-like species that are controlled by queens. So each queen is an individual which has a lot of appendages. And so there's different queens and they each control their own hive. So all the members of the hive are just extensions of that queen's will. They used to war amongst themselves until they discovered that they're not alone in the universe. And then they decided to band together for mutual protection and to have the conquest to terraform all the different worlds in the galaxy so that they would be able to live on them and nobody else. Finally, we have Nathal, the artificial intelligence race that was created by an old civilization that left our galaxy over 8 billion years ago. But this civilization was, let's say, greedy and a little selfish. They left, but they didn't want any civilizations really developing behind them that would be able to then threaten them, even in the new galaxies that they're exploring or if they ever decided to come back. And so they created this series of robots, this artificial intelligence species, whose sole directive is to hunt out emerging technological societies and destroy them. They're not going to destroy all life, just the life that could threaten the original creators. When they go to a planet and eradicate any technological life, they'll then leave behind sentries who lie dormant for hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of years. And if a new civilization springs up or arrives and colonizes it, then they'll reawaken to take care of them as well. So very terrifying, and that is exactly why the Batra like to do their hiding and camouflage techniques so they don't attract the attention of the Nathal. But they are currently, they're causing issues amongst the other factions in the galaxy, let's just put it that way. So make sure you check out the link in the description below. Like I said, there's going to be several links there to the Kickstarter, so you can go check out all the different pledges and how you can support them and the miniatures that you can get. There's also the links to their websites as well. And like I said, we're going to be having a series of narrative battle reports on our channel to showcase how the game works. So you can look forward to those as well. All that available here. So make sure you check out Outward Realms. Thanks so much for watching. Happy wargaming.